Video 1. Right here, we're going to go from initial power up and what the system looks like. It gives you the opportunity to clear all memory if necessary. Scans the FM band because it has a built-in FM radio. Finds the stations, searching for a temperature and humidity sensor. And we found a sensor, and we'll show you what that sensor looks like. We'll bring it up here in a minute. Let's see, we gotta get it untangled. And right now, it determined that this is what the sensor looks like, temperature humidity sensor. And we'll leave it on the side, it's not important. Right now what it's doing is that when it powered up, it determined what time of day it was, looked at the internal settings, and saw what the internal settings were. I think it was approximately 6 o'clock in the morning. Right now, I believe it's about 12:50, thereabouts, 12:55. Therefore, it must be daylight, so it's doing an accelerated sunrise. We never turn lights on and off instantaneously. You, the user, can do that only. The system will never ever turn the lights on and off instantaneously. So therefore, it's doing this accelerated sunrise. It'll take approximately 2 minutes or so. So we're going to abort it. There we go, secret little spot. And we're going to zoom in as far as we can to give you maximum reading. If you see any distortion on the screen, that's because we had to add an additional layer. It's actually a sunscreen to reduce the brightness of the screen so that the colors would display somewhat naturally. So here we are. This is the main screen. It shows you the day of the week, date, time, sunrise. In this mode, we only have one a timer enabled, so we have one sunrise at 6:50 a.m., one sunset at 21:47 p.m. 9:47 p.m. Sunrise is complete. The day lamps have been turned on. We are in rest mode at this time, fictitiously, and we're on day 3 of 50 days of rest mode. Daylight hours today are 14 hours, 57 minutes, and 6 seconds. Room temperature, 84 degrees. Relative humidity, 32%. And that's about it. So let's progress on and let's see what the system looks like. Let's go to the main screen. Main screen gives you the ability to set the date and time, sunrise and sunset, breed modes value settings, rest mode value settings, operating mode that you want to operate on. We only have 3 modes. Manual mode, sunrise and sunset are executed daily by the values that you entered. We have breed mode, rest mode, system options. I'll describe those in a minute. And right now the system is telling us basically that the midday timer is not enabled. So if we want to enable it, we need to go to the date and time settings, which is up here, in order to change it. That's the only place it shows up. And then we have the option of selecting various languages. We have English, Italian, Spanish, and German. We're going to stay with English for the time being. And here we have the radio menu. And if you have the radio option, it tells us that the day lamps are on. There's the only place that you, the user, can turn it off. And we're going to exit. Well, no, we're not going to exit. So we basically described all of the features. So let's see what the first one looks like. Setting date and time, pretty self-explanatory. Increase, decrease, hours, minutes, seconds, date, month, and year. And here's the option for the dual timer. We are going to enable it, and then we'll proceed to disable it, so we don't want to confuse anything. So I'll show you what that looks like, and we will save it. And we'll exit, and you'll see what the dual timer looks like. So initial sunrise would be at 6:50. At 12:18 p.m. the lights will go off, At 13:25, which would be 1:25 p.m., the lights will come back on. And then at sunset, we'll actually turn the lights off at 9:47 p.m. So that's what it looks like. What else can we do with the dual timer? Well, the dual timer has its own menu settings. And this is where we can tell the system when to turn the lights off and when to turn the lights back on. So these are all user selectable, and the duration of sunrise and sunset, of course, like a normal sunrise and sunset. Okay, so we'll save these values, but we're not going to use them because we're going to go back to a single timer because it makes the video explanation much simpler to comprehend. Save it, and we're going to stop right here.